welcome to the Monday, May 19th episode of Morning Coffee and Chat. Let me see if I can center this just a little bit more. This device is kind of weird because I can't, when I have it set in this mode where it fits your screen all the way, I actually have to start it like this, then hit go live, then turn it. That's why we get a little screwy sometimes, not being centered and everything just right. But it's all got to start somewhere. Oh, that Tony. That is Tony. Good morning, bud. Dirk, 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 Dirk. Man, what a weekend. What a weekend. For those of you that don't live in our area up here, we had a good chance of rain and some storms on Friday evening. Of course, I just got back last night from the Niles Renaissance Fair in Niles, Michigan at Plym Park. First full weekend of May every year. And Friday night, the storm actually. Now I'm attributing this to a little bit of earth magic. I don't know. Just the way it played out. We're all getting the Doppler warnings, significant storms, high winds, possible tornadic activity, the whole shebang. We're watching this storm move from the southwest directly towards us. I mean, directly towards us. And everybody's starting to batten down the hatches. They're hammering in their hurricane stakes. They're throwing ropes over their tents and the pop-ups. The dealers are doing everything they possibly can to hold down their stuff so it don't wind up out on the golf course somewhere come Saturday morning right before time to open the show. For some reason, and I have yet to figure out how this happened, I kept telling everybody, nope, have faith. It is not going to hit us. It is going to dissipate. It's going to go around us. It's going to do whatever. This is going to be a record-breaking weekend. And everybody's like, oh no, the Doppler says it's coming right at us. It's hitting the southwest corner of Michigan. It's coming straight through Niles. Now understand, this thing's like 35, 40 miles wide, and it's 100 and some odd miles long. And this thing is just a line going from the southwest to the northeast, all green and yellow and red and orange. And I mean, it's coming right to hell for us. Everybody kept freaking out. Everybody kept hammering in their hurricane stakes. Everybody kept. Good morning, Santee. Good to see you, bud. It just, according to the scientists, this was going to be terrible. We were expecting 75-mile-an-hour winds. We were expecting hail. We were expecting possible tornadoes. We were expecting heavy rain. Everything. And we're watching this thing on the Dopplers, and I'm confident. I'm out there doing the All Father thing. I'm out there doing the Viking Executioner during the hours. And I keep telling everybody, Mr. Faithful, Mr. Positive, it's not going to hit us. We're going to be fine. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's not going to hit. Even the police were coming through, and they were telling everybody, batten down the hatches, it's going to get bad. There's something about faith. I ain't figured it out yet. It's doubtful I ever will. I've been trying my whole life. Let me see, anybody else? We watched this storm literally split in half, move 5 miles north of the town and 15 miles south of the town, move completely around us. The sky above us stayed very, very light gray with white clouds. Everything north and south of us was dark, like gunmetal gray. It went completely around and rejoined to the northeast of us and kept traveling. I've never been called a weather witch before, but I was called a weather witch on Friday night. Don't quite understand it, but that was just the beginning. We had another wave of storms coming through, coming off the lake, and everybody thought, oh God, this one here is even worse than the other. It can't happen twice. About 20 miles offshore, all of a sudden we got a wind warning. The storm had dissipated over the lake, but the wind was still there. They said people on the coast, the eastern side of Lake Michigan, prepare for high winds. Michigan has never had a sandstorm. Well, at least not, in the last couple 100 years. We had a sandstorm. The winds actually picked up dirt and sand from the shoreline and pushed it clear over us. Now, if you've ever seen a sandstorm in a movie, it's got this swirling, evil grrr to it. We watched this thing. It was a little swamp just to the south of the park. We watched this thing against the tree line, the whole front, like a sheet of paper or something being moved across the tree line, just swirling and doing this stuff. Very little sand hit the campground or hit the park. People clear up to Kalamazoo and Grand Rapids and stuff were getting pelted by these little teeny tiny sand and dirt pellets. And it managed to miss us then. But that wasn't the end of it. Late, like about 11:30, 12 o'clock on Friday night, they said we had another big storm coming in. So everybody went on. They finished their hurricane stakes, their extra ropes, stuff like that. And sure enough, about 11:30 or so, it started to thunder and lightning. The sky was lighting up. I don't know, for those of you who have flown, if you've ever seen a thunderstorm above the clouds, what we see below, little bolts of lightning coming down and stuff on occasion. In the cone above the storm, lightning is just doing this everywhere inside that cone. And it's coming at us. It's thundering, it's lightning, the wind is picking up a little bit. I'm laying there in my tent, awake, tent. I actually set up my pop-up awning that I used for the Ghostoramas and stuff, and I left it on its lowest setting, so I had to crawl into it, then I could stand up in the center. But I was laying there in bed, and I was watching this lightning, and I was listening to this thunder, and just all of a sudden, tap, 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 tap on the roof. And It rained for about 2 minutes, very lightly, not enough to dampen anything. My fire even survived it. Lightning like crazy, thundered like crazy. Um, a cow pissing on a flat rock would have made more noise than this rain did falling down, and definitely would have lasted longer. 89 degrees on and sunny on Friday, 64 degrees and partly cloudy on Saturday, 62 degrees and partly cloudy on Sunday. They're still calling me a weather witch. Um, yeah, like the sandstorm in the mummy movie. That's what I compared it to people when they were asking me, yesterday and Saturday how we survived or how we, survived that sandstorm because people's houses were getting pelted, their cars were getting pelted, and they were finding sand on their window sills and on their sidewalks and stuff. But I described it like that. I said, that thing's swirling, it's chasing the plane and the dirigible and stuff like that, and you're seeing it all. That's exactly what it looked like going against that tree line. I mean, it was very eerie, but it was so cool to watch. But yeah, it was an absolutely magnificent weekend. We had one incident on Saturday where I had to call EMS or I had to call 911, have EMS come in. But other than that, amazing. It was absolutely amazing. No major issues, no shoplifters, no homeless people coming through walking the park at night. It was Little boy got overexcited. He had a pre-existing heart condition. Got very lightheaded, got dizzy, got very flush. Vision blurred just a little bit. And, we walked him back over to the medical tent. The EMS showed up. We escorted them back, got the ambulance back there. They checked him out. His dad wanted to go on and take him into South Bend to Memorial Hospital or whatever it is. And because that's our local children's cardiac center. And he was actually doing very normal by the time they put him and his dad in the ambulance. And I even told him, if they give you the okay to get out today or early tomorrow morning, you and dad come back here. You'd have them radio me at the front gate. I will come up there and I will let you guys get in for free since you didn't get your face painted, you didn't get a turkey leg, you didn't get any pizza, you didn't play any games. So, no complaints. No complaints. I don't know how long it's been since I've gone out and done some kind of an encampment or a reenactment or a rendezvous or something like that. There's not been something to complain about. We broke all records. Saturday, we had over 1,800 people come in. Yesterday, we had damn near 1,000, if not more, which is unheard of for a Sunday because, the church lets out at noon. People go home, change their clothes, grab a bite to eat, come to the fair. They got about 3.5 hours to play with till we close down. Epic. We had people at the gate 10 a.m. yesterday morning waiting to get in. So, I mean, magnificent weekend. Great group of people. It was just absolute. It was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. Um, Let me see here. Try to catch up down here a little bit. Doppler strikes me as being rather ambitious. At times, it honestly does. Which is a weather one? Um, uh, a weather witch, from what I'm able to ascertain from the way the people were talking, um, is just somebody who manipulates the weather. They can call up a storm, they can dissipate a storm, they can redirect a storm, they can intensify. So, yeah, everybody's witch, witch, witch. I'm like I'm the person who does the executing, and I'm not going to execute myself on a stake for being a witch. So go do your thing. It's cool. You had a good event. Oh, it was great. It was great. Trying to think. Wife and daughter came in on Saturday. I've been trying to get them to go to the fair with me for the 6 years I've been running security for them. Now, we're not interested in that kind of stuff. We don't, we don't like to mess with it. It's like we've always been interested in tarot cards and rune stones and stuff like that. They have that there. Well, they finally came out on Saturday. Renaissance virgins. They both even got official little badges that said Renaissance Fair Virgins. In the hour that they were there, just talking to people, seeing how much fun everybody was having. Now they are both bound and determined that they were going to be part of the fair from now on. The daughter is going to start working on her little cosplay outfits and dressing up. The wife wants to start doing tarot readings for folks. And I guess I'm no longer faring alone. My son and 3 of my grandkids drove up from Muncie, Indiana, and visited yesterday, hung out for the whole day, and brought me home last night. And we drank a couple beers and joked on the back porch. And the wife come out and joined us. And once again, 4 little Renaissance Fair virgins, and they had a ball too. So epic weekend. Epic weekend. It was absolutely positively great. I hope everybody else had a weekend, just as good. It was. I got no complaints at all. I was so tired when I went to bed last night. I mean, believe it or not, guys, the hours I keep through the week with work and everything. Go to bed 7, 8, 9 o'clock. Get up at 2. Well, anywhere between 11:30 and 2. Wake up at 2 regardless without my alarm. And both mornings, I didn't wake up till 5 o'clock. I still just laid in bed till 6 o'clock. Went down to the business tent, turned on the great big bun percolator for everybody. So they had fresh coffee when they got there at 8. Brought in the donuts. Got my own fire started. No issues starting my fires. Cooked my bacon up. Cooked up some 4-pepper smoked sausage. Had pizza for lunch yesterday. It was great. It was great. I couldn't believe how cool it went. I'm in total awe. I'm in total awe. I had so much fun. And this is how you guys can tell. This is how you guys can tell it was a great event. I had so much fun, I forgot to film. Saturday evening started to come to a close, and I'm like, I forgot to film anything today. I got to film everything tomorrow. And we started packing up last night, and one of the grandkids were helping me, pack everything up so we could get it in the back of my son's truck and get the hell out of Dodge. And I found my ring light and everything, and he said, "Grandpa, what's this for?" I said, "Oh crap." I looked at my son. I said, "I had so much fun this weekend. Everything went so well. I forgot to film again." Go figure. One day last week, I went to take a nap at 5 p.m. and woke up at 4:30 a.m. Yeah, I try not to lay down that late because that's how my days are going to go. Here at the house, it's 3 or 4 hours, 5 hours maybe on and off because I'm constantly waking up and then having to force myself to go back to sleep and to make the walk to work. And I was telling the son last night before he took off to head home. I said, I don't understand why I'm so tired. He said, "Well, you made 6 foot patrols while we were with you today. Yeah, I don't even know what you did when I took the kids out shopping or watching the axe or the sword fighting or anything else." He said, "So it's no wonder you're tired." He said, "You walk 5 blocks to work, you walk 5 blocks home." He said, "You walked a lot more than 5 blocks on each of your patrols." He said, "It's no wonder you're so tired. You've not done an event since last October. You're not in shape like you normally are, like you used to be. It's no wonder you're so tired." True. Truth. Wife kept checking to see that I was breathing. I bet. I bet if that's something that's very very unusual for you to do, then yeah, I don't blame her for you know holding a mirror under your nose or putting her head on your chest, see if your heart's still beating or something like that. So now that I've taken up 21 minutes just chatting about the weekend, how the hell are you? How's everybody doing? I got there. The one bad thing about the weekend, there was just a huge Ren Fair last weekend up in Cromwell, Michigan, and people didn't have a lot of chance, with the tariffs and stuff in place on imports. People didn't have a chance to really reorder a lot of stuff. And the wife give me the thumbs up. You worked so hard at that event. That's your money. Um, don't buy anything for me and the kid. Spend some money on yourself. Find yourself a drinking horn. You know that you can design yourself. You can do your own scrimshaw work on and stuff like that. You find a Viking sword. You want a Viking sword for your outfit. Find a decent Viking sword. And I went down to the horn and the mug people. They had no raw horns at all. And the horns that they did have out on display to sell were that bloody long and that big around at the top. I could have put a half a gallon in one of those things. Too big for what I want. So okay, there went the drinking horn. Went over to the sword dealer, White Knight. Sweet old lady, been doing this for years. Now she does it alone. Her husband passed away a couple years ago. Well, she does it with her daughter and her granddaughter. No Viking swords. Completely sold out of Viking swords last weekend. Didn't get any more in. Of course, her grandson-in-law, found some in the warehouse and brought them in early yesterday morning, but I didn't even realize it until I had got my check last night and had no way to cash it to get my sword. So now I'm no better off than I was at the beginning of it, but it's still good. Um, good here, good, 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 good. But yeah, looks like we're still got 3 people in here. I didn't think I was going to have too awful big of a crowd this morning because I had to wait. I tried to set this up earlier this morning, and it wouldn't let me set it up ahead of time. That's one of the reasons that I didn't post anything in um, uh, the community tab or anything like that last week. I tried repeatedly last Monday. I tried to let you guys know there wouldn't be a live stream. It would not let me post anything. Thursday, getting everything packed together and ready for the weekend, I tried to post something funny for y'all, and it wouldn't let me post again. I tried on Friday after work before we pulled out, wouldn't let me post. I tried earlier this morning to set this stream up and put something on the community tab to let you guys know. Wouldn't let me post, wouldn't let me set the stream up. It wasn't until, what time is it now? Almost 8:30 here. It wasn't until a quarter till 8 that it let me set this stream up. So, yeah, I don't know what the deal is with the community tab and them posting things ahead of time and stuff. I can still post videos ahead of time, but I can't post live streams and I can't do anything with the community tab. I God only knows. What happened last Monday? Last Monday was just very, very stressful. I was supposed to train my replacement or my fill-in for this weekend, and things got changed around. He started learning how to do prep and appetizers and stuff like that. So instead of having him work, 6, 7, 8 hours from 4 o'clock in the morning until 10 or 11 o'clock, they went on and just had him come in at 10 and do the apps and stuff like that. So I was really kind of stressed over whether or not he was going to be ready to do my job in 3 days. Getting things ready for this weekend. Just a bunch of stuff. The daughter's sugar was real bad. I do not like these Dexcom monitoring systems. Out of the last 2 weeks, I may have got readings on her 3 hours. She gets them, but that don't do her any job or any good if she's asleep. Let me show you guys this. This is a huge, here, this right here. Dexcom, welcome. There we go. Updating. Can you see that? No data. See the graph down there at the bottom? Anything on the graph? Nothing on the graph. Hey, let's go back 6 hours. Nothing on the graph. Let's go back 12 hours. Oh, look, 11 hours ago. Clear back over here. I got a little bit of reading. Now, this kid is literally, at this point in time, setting 10 feet from me in the next room. If her blood sugar bottoms out in the middle of the night, she can go into a coma. If your blood sugar goes too high in the middle of the night, she can go into a coma or go into diabetic shock. We have no way of knowing. And nobody can explain why we're not getting any data. Well, it should be working. So I think we're going to go with another alert system. Oh, let's see here. There's Ben. Hey, Ben. How you doing? How was your weekend? Doing? Oh, I am doing absolutely epic. Absolutely epic. Great weekend, great Ren Fair, great people, broke records again this year. We're not going to be able to keep doing it at this place. We had 9 new vendors this year. And we had to rearrange the setup for the event because it's growing every year. We have 7, 8, 9, 10 new vendors that want to come in. We had to turn people away. So, I think the shopping for a private owned piece of land for this event is probably going to be the next step within the next year or so. I couldn't believe it. And every vendor was making good money. So definitely definitely a great weekend. And see, Tony, you say the Dexcom sucks, probably from your own personal experience. But all the instructors, when all this shit started back in October, beginning of October, with the daughter finding out, that she was type 1 and stuff like that, all of the instructors to teach people how to use these systems said Dexcom was the best out there. They wouldn't go with anything else. It's the best system out there, the most reliable system out there. You get the best readings. It's easy to go into active mode. It's easy to get out of active mode. It's easy to give yourself a correction dose. Wouldn't go with another system. And that's the reason they went with Dexcom. And then we come to find out we had no choice but go with Dexcom because that was the only one her insurance covered. So, yeah, it's... But I'm glad I did what I did this weekend. I got paid. The wife just took off to go deposit the money. She has to get the play title change and the new date stickers for her license plates for the Explorer. We do have a new vehicle now. She got it from one of her bosses at the casino. Her and her husband had vehicles. This thing was just sitting there as an extra car, so they let her make payments on a Ford Explorer. Amazing little car. I mean, that thing feels like brand new, fresh off the frickin' parking lot. It's absolutely great. So she has to go get the tags and stuff like that. Sadly enough, like I said, my drinking horn and the Viking sword, I actually found a very unique. You find these crappy little cheap Viking swords at these dealers and stuff, and they've got a brass pommel and they got the brass guard and a black handle. I found one that was all in silver. Well, steel pommel, steel guard, brown handle, and yeah, I wasn't able to get it. They took it back home with them last night. I told them if I come up with the $120 that I would, you know, send it to them on their PayPal or whatever, and they could ship the sword to me. So, and then the people that sell the mugs and the drinking horns and stuff, they they told me they were going to keep trying to find some raw horns that were at least clean, and get a hold of me and let me know so I could grab one of those too. So it's okay. Oh, the Dexcom is great when it works. Yeah, because it's not our phones, because they verified when the wife went on Dexcom. They verified with the company that both of our phones were active phones with their system. And for the first few months, we got readings 24 hours a day, no issues, perfect graph. We could follow the system perfectly. And then just all of a sudden, we started getting these really crappy. She has to put the little thing on her leg or her belly or something that does all the work, that monitors stuff. And just all of a sudden, we got a shipment of those in, and they don't want to transmit the data. And, we've called Dexcom several times, put one on her, got no data. Been there for 24 hours. The people say, well, switch it out with another one and we'll ship you a replacement. And it's been all sketchy and spotty and shit. So um, is it Dexcom 6? I don't know. I don't know what it is, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's a 6 or a 7. I got no clue. No clue at all what it is. The 7 stays on the back of the upper arm. No, it's a 6. It's a 6 then, because she can put it on her belly, she can put it on her leg, she can put it on her arm, she can put it wherever. Yeah, and see, it's really funny because she has the little phone looking thing that came with it that shares to her phone, and then we follow her phone. It only shares to her phone if they're about that far apart. If she leaves it plugged in the living room and she goes to the back porch 20, 25, 20 feet away, she won't get from or data on her phone either. It's very, very weird how it's spotty. I could take my phone and walk out in the living room right now and boom, get data. If I'm standing over her looking at her, or looking out the front window, or looking at the TV, as long as I'm within about 3 foot of her, I'll get data. But the second that, she goes in her room or she goes to the bathroom or goes outside to play, no data. It's messed up. But yeah, like I was saying, I didn't think we were going to have a lot of people in here since I had to wait till the absolute last minute to set this bloody thing up. I wasn't even going to do it. I was so tired. All my stuff is still sitting on the back porch. Um, I didn't even bring anything in last night. It was supposed to be pretty last night, no chance of rain. I just left everything sitting outside last night. I wanted to visit with my son as long as I could. When they left at almost 8 o'clock last night, we come in and ate some scalloped potatoes and some asparagus, and we retired to the bedroom, watched some TV together, and passed out. Of course, I had a little black piggy up on the bed at 2 a.m. Trying to play with my eyebrows and play with my mustache and everything else to wake me up. And I heard the wife chuckle and felt him disappear. So I think she was probably still awake, trying to keep on, her semi-night shift thing. Um, but yeah, Mr. Fuzzy Butt, Mr. Ralph, wanted Daddy up at 2 a.m. and Daddy said, "Screw you, Piggy. Go play with Mom or something else because Daddy's not getting up." Uh, my sensors are directly connected to my phone. No Dexcom receiver. Yeah, see, she's got the Dexcom receiver and then it goes to her phone and then we follow her phone. It's actually a little messed up. But yeah, epic weekend. I just want to apologize ahead of time for not recording, and what limited stuff I do have is going to make for a very, very short video. Um, but still, you're going to see all the giggles and all the fun. We're looking at building our own jail, just as a way to make more money for the fair. Um, Probably go with wood and rebar so it's not 7,000 pounds being all welded steel and everything, but still, something fun for people to enjoy that's easy to set up. We can do the warrants, for a couple dollars. Go find the people, put them in jail, and then a couple dollars to bail them out. And the people that used to do that was making money hand over fist. I mean, they were bringing in almost $1,000 over the weekend, just doing these little warrants and holding these little mock courts and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm going to continue with the executioner thing, the jailer thing. I'm looking for a log, about yay big, and I'm going to make the bracket to go on the top for the head to slide into for the beheadings and stuff. I'm going to put chains on the side of it, to chain their hands to around the log and everything. I'm actually thinking about building some stocks for next year, so people can. There's multiple ways of being held till your bail is paid. Once again, just another way to make a little extra money for the event to help us get a little bit closer to getting our own piece of land a little bit faster. So, yeah. Um, but yeah, definitely a great event. I'll work a little bit today after I get all my stuff brought in the house and get my blankets thrown in the washer and stuff. Um, I'll try to work a little bit on what little bit of recording I have got, and see what we can do. Um, about trying to get something out for a little bit later this week or something like that. I don't know. We'll try. I was just thinking, I'm surprised that you ain't doing stocks. I had thought about it in the past, but not having a trailer or anything. Now, if I can find a bloody trailer, I know um, Nick Smothering, that pops in on occasion from Missouri. He was looking for me a trailer that I could put a wood bottom on or whatever. Um, and now that we have a vehicle that's got a decent hitch on it and everything, we have a way to transport a trailer. So if you just happen to have a shitty trailer sitting around your property somewhere that you want to get rid of, Papa will take it. I'll put a wood bottom on it, haul all my stuff. Now, especially now that the family's going to start coming with me, I got to do something. But yeah, I'll have a lot more room for stocks, executioner stuff, maybe even the Viking house um, that I'm going to be able to move around. So, besides that, I want to be a complete and total jerk about it. Since we do a family reunion up north every July, I get the Viking house built and everything. We'll throw it up on the trailer, and instead of setting up a bloody tent up at the campgrounds, we'll move the little house up there, push it off the trailer, and yeah, that's what we'll stay in while everybody else is tent camping, and 10 teepee camping. Besides, could you imagine people riding their golf carts around a big campground like that around a private lake? And here's a little Viking house sitting there with smoke coming out of the top of it. Everybody else is crowded up inside their motor coaches and stuff, trying to stay dry when it rains, and we're sitting right in there on our beds cooking dinner. Ah, now it says we got 4 in here now. We did have 7. I guess people just didn't want to look at this, you know, like left. That's okay. Tony is the only one talking right now. But yeah, I got so much to do today just to go back to work tomorrow. It's not fair, damn it. It's not fair. Can't just come off a good weekend and go right back to work. No, it's really not unusual. You're quite the conversationalist, sir. You quite the entertaining specialist when it comes to conversation. I figured Jan and Jay would be in here this morning since I've not talked to them in a couple weeks. We'll have more show up as people get the alerts. We'll have them pop in and show up. But yeah, like I said, I wasn't even sure if I was going to do one this morning. When I decided to, I tried to set it up. Platform wouldn't let me set it up. Um, Trying to figure out when we can start doing our our Friday or Saturday night interviews again. I got a couple people I want to get a hold of that are going to be very entertaining to sit and listen to. We'll just have to see. I'm trying to get a lot more stuff going this summer, and not just, personally with events. What are you so loud for? You know, but also with the channel. Um, I have another possible event in September, I believe. I have to check and see. I got one of the cards for it. Um, but I think it's in September at the St. Joe County Fairground in South Bend, Indiana. It's the Michiana Renaissance Fair. Uh, I was actually asked yesterday to come down and play Odin. So we'll see how that goes. I really kind of want to, but no tent, no way, nothing to, would count as a godlike dwelling. Um, yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, they specifically asked me to. They said we're gonna have royalty. We're gonna have knights, we're princesses. We're gonna have Vikings. We're gonna have Brits. We're gonna have Gaelic royalty. We need a god. And you do Vikings so well, and you already kind of, sort of, almost, but not quite resemble the All Father. We would like you to come down and represent Odin for the weekend. Like, okay, I'm not below that. Hey, me, good to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning. Gotta warm up my coffee. Oh no. Not a lot of coffee. Oh, pretty much the end of it. Well, poo. Oh, what the hell I'm supposed to do now? That was the last of my coffee. I guess I'll have to message the wife and have her pick me up some coffee. Be right back. Need brew. Yeah, I do too. That was the last of my coffee. I had to scrimp and scrape this morning just to find that little amount to make a pot of coffee. Yeah, I wish that I wish a lot of you guys lived closer than what you do. I didn't realize I had as many followers in the area that I do. I had so many people uh, come through that either knew me from, you know, the paranormal, or the videos, the normal history or the mystery videos that we do. I had so many people come through and grab. We're getting down to the end finally of our Three-Eyed Raven production window stickers for cars. I had so many people coming through, snagging up the stickers, stopping me. Hey, I recognize you from your live streams, or I recognize you from your videos. Or it's like, dude, I couldn't carry on a serious conversation a lot of times when I would do foot patrol or when I was sitting around the fire drinking coffee or I found out I didn't even realize I am famous for my bacon jerky, my smoked bacon jerky that I do. And I had more than one person come by Saturday and Sunday and say, "You got bacon on there smoking, huh?" I said, "Dude, you are famous for your smoked bacon." People have tried to copy your method of making bacon jerky fresh and at other events and can't do it. We wish there was a way to transport you to all these events and just supply you with pounds and pounds of bacon to just make for the whole weekend, just so people can come by and try your bacon. I didn't realize it was that complicated to make bacon jerky. I guess people have the fire set too high, have it set too low. The bacon gets too crispy. It's not good. You can't get the flavor off of it. When I make my bacon jerky and I get it completely and totally smoked and dehydrated over the fire, you can set that stuff on the table in a bowl. Flies won't land on it, nothing. It can sit there all day long with no issues, rip off a chunk of it 7 hours after it comes off the fire, or roll up a piece of bacon, stick it in your mouth, and sit there and suck on it for an hour. And the flavor of the bacon never dissipates. People have tried to copy it and can't. I don't get it. Burka. There's Jan. Been sitting for 3 days. Wait for trailer repair. Wish I had a trailer to repair. Now, like I said, now that we have something I can pull a trailer with, I need to start buckling down and trying to find a way to get a small trailer. So, like I said, with the wife and daughter now wanting to go out and do the events with me, I need a trailer to be able to haul enough camp gear for everybody. Plus, my wife's going to need a pop up to do her tarot readings and stuff, and costuming for the kid, costuming for me, costuming for the wife. It's not all going to fit in the back of a Ford Explorer, I'll tell you that. Morning, Jan. Good to see you, love. Hope you're doing good. Good to hear you. Danny, good to see you, bud. Heard you, I talked to Faye yesterday. I heard you guys got some good evidence there in Sturgis on Saturday night. Sounded like it was a good little investigation. You're not just famous, you're infamous. Well, apparently I'm getting more famous because, like I said, I was already told I was famous for my bacon jerky that I do over the fire. And, I've got the Michiana people from the Michiana Ren Fair begging me to come there this year and just represent Odin. It is this weekend is they do a different theme every year. I believe last year was like pirates. The year before that was no, year before that was pirates. Last year was um, medieval champions. Um, this year is going to be the royalty. It's going to emphasize on the royalty, the ones who have already, been knighted, the royals, the gods and goddesses, things like that. And they want me to come and do Odin. So I'm going to have to seriously think about that, see if I can get that weekend off as well this year. I already had Niles Renaissance Fair and Ghostorama, Jackson. Those weekends requested off. So now I got to wait and see if I can get the weekend off for Michiana as well. Um, Hey, who don't like bacon? I sometimes wonder how many of those non pork religions lost followers to bacon. Um, well, I, I really can't say anything without possibly offending someone. And I don't like offending anyone. I just don't. There's something about upsetting people, especially unintentionally. But that being said, anyone who has ever smelled bacon that joins a religion that doesn't allow you to eat pork, um, not is already not firing on all cylinders. Um, and if you're smart about it, you can. If you quit that religion and you don't go out and get a big BLT or something like that, then that just reconfirms the fact that all of your cylinders are not sparking right. Bacon is its own food group, y'all. It is meat candy. And for me to cook 2 pounds of bacon and it be gone in as soon as it comes off the fire, or people actually walking by grabbing pieces of the bacon off the fire, um, yeah, it's just let it speak for itself. I don't give a fuck if I offend people. We know you don't, and that's why we love you. I can sit up here and, not offend people all day long when I have amazing people, like you out there that is more than happy to take care of doing the offending thing for me. Oh, goodness gracious, sacred dude. It's already after 9 o'clock. My God. A wife is going to get back from running over to her aunt's and going to the license branch to get her new tags and stuff for the car or truck. And all my stuff is still going to be sitting on the back porch. And she's probably going to get angry with me and probably say some very nasty things, which, as you could tell, already hurts my feelings. My feelers are just, they're crippling with sadness right now. So that's why God made selective hearing. She could be sitting there yelling about something, and I'll be like, oh, look at that squirrel. It's so cute. It's furry. Its little tail's doing this. It's talking to a cat. People need to get over themselves and return to the sticks and stones mantra. Dude, no greater words have ever been spoken. I just said that yesterday. There are so many people out there that get their boo boo kitty all bruised and, get the hair rubbed the wrong way and get an attitude because of people's thoughts or comments, even if the comment's not directed at them, even if the comment's not directed at anybody in the area, it's just a comment, an off the wall comment. Oh, my boo boo kitty got hurt. You offended me. It's like my dad always said, you get happy in the same pants you get pissed off in. Why get pissed off? I believe if you don't eat meat, period, you need to really examine your life. And it's like I said, all I really ate this weekend, because they supply our lunch for us. So I had some sausage pizza yesterday. Saturday morning, I made my bacon. Had 2 pounds of bacon jerky that didn't hardly last at all. Friday night and Saturday night, I had 4-pepper smoked sausage. I put on the squirrel cooker and suspended over the fire. Meat, sausage, smoked sausage, bacon. I can't think of a better way to spend the weekend. But yeah. Um, between between the wife wanting to do her tarot thing, the daughter wanting to do her dressing up and running around thing, me doing the executioner jailer thing. Uh, I'm going to start, definitely keeping a cameraman handy to film this stuff, because you guys have never got the chance to experience me doing a jailer or an executioner. And it's quite the experience. It really honestly is. And especially some of the charges we can come up with, back talking your man, you know, slow footing around, causing a ruckus. Of course, there are a few people out there we could probably get for, public indecency and solicitation. Somebody just said something seriously. Our feelings do not dictate facts. Anyways, get off my lawn. Oh, speaking of lawns, crap. I got home last night. The wife is sitting in one of our folding chairs out in the driveway. She has the lawnmower up on a stand. She's, I guess, after 2 years of not running, the stepson came over this weekend and fiddled with it and got it running, and it ran for a little bit and then died again, like it was doing, last year. Put new gas in it, changed the plugs, changed the filters and stuff, and it would start and it would run for about 5 or 10 minutes, then die and wouldn't restart. He got it started yesterday, and the same thing happened again. So, he told her, he says, well, Mom, I think the carburetor needs cleaned. And she's out there trying to figure out how to take the carburetor off of it, watching YouTube videos, and trying to figure out how to get the carburetor off and clean it. The funny thing is that she's doing this. I don't even have, yeah, I do. These will work. Now, she had a pair of needle nose pliers. So, I'm having to use a substitution here. But she's doing this. And I got out of my son's truck and I said, honey, what are you doing? She says, I'm taking the carburetor off this thing to clean it. And she's sitting here and she's holding the needle nose pliers. And I'm like, you realize that the carburetor's, clear over, clear, like right here. And she's like, yeah, I know. And she'd take a little drag off her cigarette and just keep clicking those needle nose pliers. I'm like, it's not coming off there very fast. And that probably wasn't the right thing to say. Probably wasn't the right thing to say because I think she may have got her boo boo kitty bruised. Just maybe I rubbed the hair the wrong way. I don't know. Grabbed the tip of the tail and ran my hand up the tail. Morning, Jay. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning, bud. He couldn't take the car. No, he had other things to do. You got a daughter. They come in long enough to make a mess or start something, and then out the door to go do something else. Miss you, buddy. Had my transmission gone gone out on the truck. I would have come Sunday. I was wondering what happened, Danny, because, yeah, you said you might pop in on Sunday because you guys had the investigation Saturday night. Um, when I talked to Faye yesterday, she said that Shane was at home getting sleep, that it was a good investigation, that you guys had found some stuff there. And, when you didn't show, it's like, he's either exhausted or he's got it, or there's some kind of issue. Because when Danny tells me he's going to do something, Danny does it. So I hope you can get it fixed, and it don't cost you an arm and a leg. I know you've not had that truck a long time yet, so hopefully you can get it taken care of and get to rolling down the road again. Hey Ty, good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. Just stopped in to say morning. Having yourself a busy day today, Ty. I know mine's going to be when this is over with in what, 45 minutes. Like I said, all my stuff from the weekend is still sitting on the back porch. The pop-up, my pack basket, all my extension cords, everything is all my clothes. I didn't bring a single thing in the house last night because I didn't feel like it. Damn it! I got home. I'd been with my son all day at the fair. I wanted to get my jeans or my sweatsuit on, get my hoodie on, drink a beer with my son, or a couple, or 4 or 5, and send him and the grandkids back to Muncie, Indiana, and spend the rest of the evening with my wife and daughter. So I didn't bring anything in. I didn't put anything in the washer. I didn't do anything because it's my life and I'm going to live it like I want to. And anyone that don't like that can suck it. Let's see here. If you get the lawnmower started and it quits again, immediately check for spark. We actually have checked for spark. We did that last year, and we even replaced the spark plug, and we gapped it, and nope, it's weird. It's weird. I wanted to get a new mower this year, but after spending $300 on that one 2 years ago, and it only worked like 7 or 8 times, and then we start having issues with it. And of course, we have a place here in town that does, lawn equipment and stuff like that. But they want $50 just to look at it. not counting any repairs that have to be done to it. They want $50 just to look at it. And I'm not, after spending, what was it, $285 for that thing, I'm not going to give somebody $50 just to look at it and say, oh, okay, well, it's going to be $300 in repairs. Again, they can suck it. No busy at all. Well, I'm glad you stopped in then, bud. Way active. Very cool. Very cool. I was hoping it would be. I was hoping it'd be very active for y'all. Getting the garden planted, helping my godbrother out with some small stuff. They're going to move into a new house. Got to call the shop. Love you. Oh, see you soon. All right, Danny, you take care of yourself, bud, and I hope to see you soon. I know me and Crystal talked last week, and we don't want to wait another month to see each other. So hopefully we can. She was asking me what day y'all could kidnap me, and you know, I'm out of the restaurant by 9:30 on Sunday morning, and don't go back until 9 or 9:30 on Tuesday morning. So Sunday evening, Monday evening, I'm always good. So you just take care of yourself, get your transmission fixed, and we'll make some plans to go do something. I want to go back to that schoolhouse that you and Crystal found last year down in Indiana. I want to check that one out. That place looks kind of spooky fag. I did something different this year, grew all the plants from seed. What made you decide that, Jan? I know when we put in a garden last time, which I've told you guys, I can't plant a garden here. There's too much rocks. The only open yard we really have that gets the sunlight is where the old house used to sit. And there's more pieces of brick, wood, and stone than there is dirt in that whole section of the yard. So, last time we did it, I think everything except our tomatoes and our bell peppers were in seed form. But the tomatoes and the bell peppers, we actually put plants in the ground. Um, Nothing grew. Our tomatoes did, but I mean, come on, you could plant a tomato on your kitchen table and it would find a way to grow. We had tomatoes out our bloody yin yang that year we planted that garden. Now, if I could find a way to grow eggs, that would save our other main staple. And mushrooms, eggs, and tomatoes. Our main food cost. You can grow veggies in pots. Yeah, but then that's just one more thing you got to buy. I was going to build planter boxes that so we didn't even have to mess with the ground. But once again, that's money you don't got. So I mean, you're trying to do this to save money and not have to run to the store all the time. But if you spend as much on materials to build a box to or buy pots to put the stuff in, you're still spending money that you don't got. So I have a couple 100,000 heirloom seeds here in case the world goes straight to hell. Don't blame you. The hell, I have a bite in my arm? That's weird. Must have got it either outside earlier or last night. Feels like a mosquito bite. Um, oh, you're back. Good. My shop referred me to a transmission shop. Well, hopefully, it's going to be an easy, not expensive fix. So, things cost enough money these days, getting vehicles worked on and stuff like that. That's just one cost I don't even want to think about. We've got zucchini, cucumbers, tomatoes, pumpkins, watermelon, cantaloupe. Always plant corn and beans from seed. We had cucumbers, pumpkins, squash, green beans, tomatoes, jalapenos, bell peppers. I think the that was about what we planted in our last garden. So yeah, I'm on Coumadin now for my heart. Have to watch my greens intake. Wait, what's wrong with greens? Don't tell me now they're saying greens are bad for you, and for my entire life I've been told eat your greens. Because if I find out my parents were trying to kill me all those years, now who knows? There may be a secret life insurance policy on me I didn't know about. Oh, speaking of which, yeah, that's something else I got to do today. Crap. I got to call the insurance guy that my mom and dad has in Tennessee and see. I was told that he could very easily cover me for medical insurance. So I got to talk to him about getting insurance. That's something else I got to do today. But at least I'd be able to get the lump in my foot, my neuropathy, my eyes, all checked out by professionals and see what we can do to get things going on, maybe fixing a couple issues instead of just letting more crop up. I can't eat, love certain foods, interfere with some meds. Ah, I didn't realize that. Love cuckoo. Can't eat grapefruit. Oops. My med. Oh, okay. Wow. There's a ghost on the cup. The way I have to hold my cup, since I can't hold it, like this by the handle because of the neuropathy, um, I have to hold it like this, and I'm all the time wiping my ghost off. Had to make sure he was still there. Oh man, man, I cannot believe this weekend is over with already. I was talking to some of the court yesterday, and I told them, I said that's the only thing I hate about these events is we plan them for 6 months and they're gone and over in 6 minutes. I got there at noon on, a little after noon on Friday, and just barely set stuff up, and we were having those storms roll through. I woke up at 5 o'clock Saturday morning. 6 o'clock, got up, went down, opened up their tents for them, so that was everything was opened up and aired up. By the time they got there at 8, turned the coffee pot on for them, got my own fire started, cooked my bacon. Boom, the day was over with. Yesterday morning, the same thing. Like, it just doesn't seem worth it anymore to sit and plan something for so long just for it to go. I have to balance my blood between 2 and 3. It's all crazy. I'm monitored every week. Yeah, I really like that. And see, this is my old Ghostorama cup from City of David. It had the dog man on it, but the more I washed it, the dog man was coming off of it. And I just finally took it off the rest of the way and put my Ghost on. And it's so simple. I really wish there was a way that I could keep it on there permanently. Like I said, it don't take nothing, you know, to rub sections of him off there. And there's got to be some kind of clear coat or something I can put on him. And it's funny, the dog man came off, but the Ghostorama is still there. It didn't come off. So I haven't figured that out yet. Maybe the pieces were too big. I don't know. Caught it on the rag. Heat made adhesive. The hot water made the adhesive. I don't know. We had a tree hit our house, embedded in the roof, knocked our power out, restored Saturday morning, 7 a.m. Now the damn truck. I heard a lot about that for the storm to play with us like it did and move around us and stuff. Then the sandstorm moved. We got hit by the sandstorm a little bit, but not as bad as some people did. The high winds and the storms and stuff that came through on Thursday and Friday. Um, I've seen a lot of damage in Southwest Michigan and stuff again that we just aren't accustomed to here. This has been a heller, uh, beat up, laughing at humanity kind of Mother Nature year so far. The storms and stuff that we've had, the number of tornadoes, or at least rotations or funnels that we've had here in Michigan is off the scale this year, guys. It was unbelievable. I haven't even talked to my buddy to see how he fared in Ohio over the weekend. He was at that Civil War event, the one that normally, uses his trailer to take me to Niles. He done the Civil War event in Ohio this weekend, and that's where all the big storms were supposed to be on Saturday and Sunday. Was in across Indiana into Ohio. So I don't even know how he fared. Told you, once I got home last night, I didn't care about nothing but spending time with my son and my wife and drinking some beer and having a good time. But it was a very sobering weekend, and I think from now on I'm going to take a big cooler with me and a 15 pack because I got tired of watching everybody else party while I was being the responsible one. I don't like being the responsible one. Well, Crystal needs to fix. that cup. Well, like I said, man, if I could find a way to put my little ghosties and stuff on these cups and seal them so they didn't come back off, um, I'd do that. Just a simple little ghosty cups. Then I'd start carrying them as merch or something. But I don't want to wrap them up and ship them to people and the ghosty be on the wrapping paper and not on the cup when they get it. So when I master it, then we'll start having some merch or something again. Because I ain't paying somebody else to make my crap. I found a place here local that'll make my T-shirts and stuff for me. But what the hell would I have to charge you guys if I'm paying $35 per T-shirt? I ain't selling those $50 T-shirts and shit. I ain't worth it. I ain't about that stuff. If I'm going to carry, merch for everybody to get, it's going to be affordable merch. It's not going to be no damn $50 T-shirts, $75 hoodies, and shit like that. I'd even like to make some little black cat socks and stuff for folks to wear around. Got the little Ralphie on their feet or something like that. We had a pretty potent dust storm here Saturday afternoon. It was very localized, so no warnings. Man, they said that storm had dissipated, but the wind was still coming in. So people like I said, on the coast could expect blowing sand and dirt. And like I said, it was people clear over in Niles, Michigan, in Sturgis, in Kalamazoo, in Grand Rapids, were Three Rivers were all getting hit by sand and dirt blowing in from the coastline. It was that stuff was moving through the atmosphere. And like I said, it's pretty freaky stuff watching that dust storm move through because like I said, we have that little swamp just to the south of the park right there where we were at, and it's just swirling and twisting as it moves across the tree line and stuff, like in the movies. It was pretty buggered up to see it. I mean, you see it coming at you, and it looks like rain falling, slowly moving at you. And then when it hits you, you look around, and it's like a fog. It's so thick that you can barely see anything. We couldn't see half the golf course to the north of us. Um, it just looked like a brown fog. First time I ever experienced one this far north. Seen them a few times in Texas and everything, but never seen one this far north like that. There is a sealant to use on the cups. Ashley used it on the cups she makes for us. Oh. Well, if you can find out what that is, I can check the price on it, see if I can afford to get some. And because I know where I can pick up some real nice little coffee cups cheap, $1, $2 a piece. So once again, one of those things that I could do for you guys that's going to be affordable. It's going through these professional printers and stuff like that. I'm not at all about that because they want to charge me an arm and a leg. And the whole idea of carrying merch is not just advertising, but to make an extra buck. And at the price they want to make this stuff at, I got to give it to you cheaper than I pay for it myself to make it affordable for everybody else. Another one of them situations where I wish I wish I'd hit the lottery and could just give shit away. I'd do it. Teacher friend of mine from when I went to Eastern Kentucky University lost his home Friday night to the tornado in London, Kentucky. Wow. That's terrible. Man, these storms. I don't know what it is about these storms this year, 2025. They've been bad, especially here in, the Great Lakes, the Midwest, the Tennessee Valley, the Ohio Valley, down on the coast. Even bad. I mean, places are seeing tornadoes and stuff this year that haven't seen tornadoes in 100 years. And these things aren't just coming through, willy nilly and stuff like that. Once in a great blue moon, they're coming through multiple times a month. We've had 30 rotations, funnel clouds, or tornadoes in southwest Michigan so far this year. I only know that because I was talking to a weatherman yesterday that was at the fair from here local, who was walking through with his family and stuff. And we were talking about the wind because he was asking how we fared. And I told him, I said, dude, what is it with Mother Nature? He just kind of smiled at me. I said, did she hit menopause finally? And his wife just lost it. And he started laughing. He goes, it looks like it. He said, it looks like she has hit middle age and that bitch is making everybody pay. Of course, I made my off collar 50-50 chance of offending somebody Trump remark. And I said, he's fucking everything up in Washington right now, and she's fucking the country up. So, woohoo. Ashley is going to make shirts for my friend's crystal shop. Oh, see, that's cool. That's cool. And of course, we have the printer, we have the Cricut machine. We do not have a computer with the correct hookup to do anything with. So I'm sitting here with all the equipment that I can make t-shirts and stuff with, but don't have the device that I can hook the stuff up to. I would love to do t-shirts and sweatshirts and stuff like that for folks, but like I said, if I could do it, I'd even make little Ralphie socks and coffee cups and clothes. Licked my flame out. Crazy weather, Mother Nature drinking, whoring around. I keep saying I wish I could find out where Mother Nature is, because I would dip down to the bottom of my soul just to scrape up the change to buy her a bottle of Bullet whiskey and a box of Midol, and I would even stand there and put a cold compress on her forehead if it would calm her down just a little bit. Uh, it's just, I don't get it. It's a bad year. It's a bad year. It's a bad year all the way around. But you know, it's funny. After a great weekend, after an absolutely amazing, wonderful weekend, um, what the hell? What the hell? There it goes. Now it's working. Um, that's the problem. Mother Nature needs a shot of whiskey and get laid. Yes, she does. She really honestly does. And she's got to be in pain. I mean, to be doing the things to us that she's doing this year, she has to be in pain. So, I mean, that's why the Midol. Get rid of the cramps. You know, the whiskey's going to ease her up a little bit. I don't know. But yeah, U.S. stock futures slide. Oh, God, they slid. I keep getting these little news flashes across the computer. It wasn't doing that the other day. Just used to give me the temperature and the weather. Now it's giving me all kinds of weird crap. Must have updated this weekend while I was gone. But yeah, for those of you that weren't here at the beginning, great weekend at the Niles Renaissance Fair. Of course, we know we had the storms roll through on Saturday. Actually, they rolled around, which is now why everybody's referring to me as a weather witch, because I kept telling them it wasn't going to hit us, and they said, well, the Doppler says it's going to, and I said, well, the Doppler's stupid. I I know it wasn't, and you know they all had these really nice tents and stuff set up. And I had my beautiful little pop-up awning that Danny gifted me with last year on its lowest setting, and had all my stuff up under it, and that's all I had out there this weekend. No sides, not really waterproof, nothing. And I survived. So, to your $17,000 tents and stuff like that. Um, Doppler. Doppler is why we have an increase in tornado reports. No need to stand. Your applause is more than enough. Hey, dog, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Froze my arse off this weekend. Friday night got down to about 47 degrees. That was the only bad thing about how I camped this weekend is I had wind coming right off the golf course to the north of us, and it was shooting up the bottom of my bedding and everything. So, you know, Friday night I had two blankets thrown on me. I had my hooded cloak on, had the hood pulled up over my head, and I was okay. So, Saturday night was 50, like 53, 52. No real wind to mention. So it was just a still, clear night. So, I mean, a little chilly to the skin, but still good sleeping weather. You know, kind of like being here at home with the wife in March with the bedroom window opened all the way and the fan on, and talk about turtling. Turtle, turtle. We have had three tornado sirens go off here and zero tornadoes. 50 mph here Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, see, you guys were getting it um, Saturday and Sunday. We had the storms roll through Friday, and had a little bit of wind, not a lot of wind, but a little bit of wind on Saturday. But by Saturday night it was gone. Yesterday was very calm. Just I mean, the slightest breeze, which is good because it was, low 60s and partly cloudy. So we wanted it to be comfortable for the fair goers, but not freeze them out where they have to wear their winter coats, and they didn't want to bring their kids out. And that's exactly what it was. So, but Saturday was still our big day with over 1,800 people coming through. Like I said earlier, yesterday we probably done another 1,000 that rolled through that place. So, yeah, great weekend, another successful weekend, another record-breaking weekend. We had on Parks this weekend. Parkas. Oh wow, that is chilly. That is chilly when you got to put a park on in May. My only gripe with weather is it's too cold. It is in the 50s here at the moment. Yeah, I don't even know what it is here, to be honest with you. 46 degrees. It's 46 degrees here right now. And like I said, the wife took off and went and done all her running earlier, put my check from the fair in the bank, and I went outside and seen her off and stuff like that, and it felt good out. I mean, I was actually considering sitting down and having some coffee on the back deck. Sun was up. I was blind as hell. Couldn't see anything. Couldn't see my hand in front of my face. But I was going to sit out there and have coffee. 60 degrees there. That is too damn cold. Normally it's too cold for me. But even though the air temperature was in the 40s, the heat from the sun was already starting to come down. And it's like, man, this feels good on my skin. I need to be careful of the sun, though, Starting to cater this, starting to go around and show off this chrome dome a little bit. And I think I picked up a little bit of sun this weekend because I got here last night and sitting down with the son and the wife, and I kept trying to pull my hood up and it hurt. So yeah, I think I do. Do I have any sun up there? Am I red? Is it red? Is it crispy? I can't tell by looking at me because I had fur and wool and everything on all weekend long. So I can't look at my arms and tell if I got any sun or not. But yeah, definitely normally 46 degrees. You're not going to catch my butt going outside unless I absolutely positively have to, but you couldn't tell. So yeah, big plans on broadening out the executioner for next year. Like I said, we're discussing building our own jail, but instead of using welded iron and rebar on all four sides, we're going to do the top, middle, and bottom in wood. And the bars in rebar. I will have. I'm going to build some stocks to go out there next year, and an executioner stump with the head bracket in it and a basket in front of it to put people in if they're game, and see what we can do about raising a little bit more money for the fair, and a little bit more money for the executioner, and see what we can do about the helping the fair try to find that little piece of land so we can continue to grow, because we can't afford to grow much more in the park. Every year we have new people that want to come out and set up, and it was just, we're running out of room. Oh man, comments are coming in like crazy here. Hold on, let me get back up here. Morning, Bud Files. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Debbie, good morning. Good to see you again. That eye patch makes you look like badass. I upload another video. Cool. Cool. I'll have to check it out. There's Mr. Templar. Look who it is. There's 70. Where I'm at, out back of work, taking a little break. Very cool. Good morning to everybody just came in. Good to see y'all. Night, Bud Files, Templar, very, very cool, man. I love it. Here we are, almost, what is it? 9:52 here. We got about 8 minutes left, and now people are starting to come in. That's the sucky thing about whatever's happening with being able to set these live streams and stuff up ahead of time. It's like I was saying at the beginning of the live stream. Last Monday, I tried to set up a post on the community tab to let everybody know that I wasn't going to be live. It wouldn't let me post anything. I tried again in the middle of the week. It wouldn't let me post anything. I tried on Friday. Wouldn't let me post anything. This morning, tried to set up this live stream. It wouldn't let me set it up until about 10 minutes before it was time for the live stream to start. So I don't know what the hell's going on with setting stuff up ahead of time or posting things. I know it's not happening to everybody, because I still see community posts and things. People are setting up premieres and stuff ahead of time. I see that. I don't know what it is, but it's very frustrating. I can be a spur of the moment person, but I like to set things up ahead of time and have some kind of schedule to work on. I don't get it. Good, thank you. Don't forget to hit the like on your way in. Thank you, Jan. I appreciate that. But yeah, definitely a good weekend at the Niles Renaissance Fair. Great group of people. Like I said, it was another record-breaking weekend. We just got to find a piece of land. That's all there is to it. This damn thing keeps going out. Now it looks like my lighter's the next thing to go out, because that flame is awful low. Yep. Be lucky if that thing lasts to the end of the stream. I don't hit the like unless I know I actually like it. Hey, where'd the weapons go that you had mounted up on the wall? I try to change things up once in a while. I try to change things up once in a while. The Queen's dad um, made some beautiful spears, which he makes a lot of weapons and stuff to sell at the event. Um, I was walking by doing the executioner thing again with the eye patch thing. Everybody assumed I was doing Odin. So he made the remark about, you know, Odin was never seen without his spear. So he gave me one of his spears. So it'll be remounted back here sometime this week. I'm going to completely redo the back again, and have a different backdrop to do things with. So those spears, those weapons will be back again. Um, yeah, the patch is permanent. I'm totally blind in my right eye now. Um, it's actually starting to fog over. Uh, so yeah, it's going to be a permanent thing. Just part of it. But I'm glad you think it suits me. Um, I kind of like it. It's even better when I'm wearing my leather vest and stuff like that. And this weekend, I had so many people walk by the fire and me, um, hello, all father, whatever. So it's like, okay, when the people that are part of the council that puts on the Michiana Ren Fair in South Bend, when they approached me yesterday and told me that I need to come down and do Odin for the event this year, it's like, okay, I'll try to get the time off for it. I would have a real issue losing depth perception. No, it wasn't my diabetes. It's cataracts. This one here has been, coming and going, coming and going, coming and going. Finally went completely. Um, the left eye is affected a little bit, but it's not gone yet. Um, which is something I said earlier. I have to call an insurance company today and discuss medical insurance with them. My mom was talking to her insurance guy in Tennessee, and he seems to think he can get me all the coverage I need to get some of these things finally taken care of. My diabetes medicine, the neuropathy, this lump in my left foot under my toes, my eyes. So we'll see what he says after we have a chance to talk today. So I'll tell you what, there's nothing scarier than knowing that things are going wrong with you and you have no way to get them taken care of. So I'm very eager to talk to this guy today. Let me see how. I'll talk to you soon, Drew. Hopefully, have a good day. You too, Ty. You take care of yourself, bud. Miss you a lot. You just take care of yourself and keep your head up, and we'll catch up here real soon. Real issue losing. Yeah, losing depth perception is very weird until you get adjusted to it. I mean, a lot of times you'll still see me reach out for something, and I feel like I should be grabbing it, but I'm still this far away from it. So either that or I'll reach for something like a doorknob or something like that, and I'll hit the door before I grip the knob. It's just it's very weird. Medical bills are insane in the U.S. Yeah, but the one nice thing about medical bills is they don't screw with your credit. So when in doubt, when something goes wrong, go to the emergency room. Whether or not you could pay for it or not right then, go. At least this country still don't turn the uninsured away. So come on, one more. One, you know something? Piss on this. Ha. When in doubt, torch it up. Oh yeah, the U.S. has Medicare and Medicaid, um, which I was on Medicaid when the diabetes thing hit 9 years ago. They put me on Medicaid, and they didn't ask for renewals or anything until the year after the pandemic ended. And they neglected in notifying a lot of people about renewals. And I was one of them that they neglected in notifying. And so they canceled it, and I went back to get it back, and they said, "Oh no, you make too much money." It's like, I don't make too much money. My wife makes too much money. And when I got on it years ago, they said that it would be based on me, not on the family, because, you know, the wife was bringing in $800 a week or $800 every 2 weeks, and her grandmother was bringing in $1,800 a month. And I still got it because I was supposed to be on a special diet and everything with the diabetes. So I was supposed to get, you know, food aid and all kinds of stuff like that. And then all of a sudden they said, "Oh no, it's the whole household. So you don't qualify for anything anymore." Well, then the grandmother passed away and took that almost $2,000 out of the house that was coming in every month. And we still make too much money. So it's messed up. Good to know. I heard it cost $10K to give birth. Is that true? At a minimum, $10K. I don't know. I've not given birth lately, but yeah, minimum $10K. And if you have to stay, if the baby has to stay in the NICU unit, or if the mother has an extended stay or decides to get a hysterectomy or get her tubes tied or something like that while she's opened up doing a cesarean or something, yeah, it can cost, you might as well refinance your home to try to get the coverage, try to get those bills covered. So, oh, I know you guys have got that amazing medical coverage that Britain and Canada have, and I think we should adopt the same policy. It's like I always tell. It's like I always tell people. My friend Alan, he was here 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and when he went back to Britain, he was diagnosed with cancer again, and boom, just that quick into the specialist, schedule the surgery, radiation treatments, boom, just boom, 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 and nothing out of pocket. It was all covered by the insurance that you start paying on with your very first paycheck, with your very first job. And it has saved his life. You know, it's like I keep telling people that, oh, we don't want that kind of insurance here. Well, why? Why? If you're going to work your job and they're going to take $5 or $10 or $15 a week out of your paycheck, and you're 16 years old and you get that very first paycheck and they take that payment out, and the day after you get your paycheck, you're driving home from work and you get in a car accident, and it's going to cost your family $250,000 to get you the corrective surgeries and stuff that you need without that insurance. But the government takes care of it with that insurance, and it don't cost your family a penny. Why the hell wouldn't you want that? Come to Australia, costs zero. Someone is paying. Everybody pays for it. You pay for it yourself. The money's taken out of your paycheck each and every week. And the insurance, prescriptions, things like that, you don't have to worry about. Sometimes we do have crazy wait times. I have known people who the doctor would find something in their blood test and they would want to schedule them to see a cancer specialist or something like that, and they have people waiting 6, 7, 8 months to get in to see a specialist. Or my old doctor wanted me to take physical therapy, but it was my insurance didn't want to cover the physical therapy. It's really weird the way it works. Good to see you, Freedom. All that cheap worldwide health care is coming to an end. America was subsidizing a lot of that, paying for the privilege to work. Well, need to get back, watch the kids, inventory going on. Love and light to all. I'll try to come back more often. Fingers crossed. Insurance companies are bastards. What's the point in paying for something that doesn't do its job when needed? Yep. Take care of yourself, Templar. I'm going to head out of here too. Like I said, I left everything on the back porch last night when I got home from the event. I got to get it all put away, washed, separated, moved back in here, everything. So, thanks for coming in, guys. I'm glad we were able to do this again. And as far as I can tell, we'll be here next Monday morning too, but God only frickin' knows. Good day. Take care, Templar. Have a good day. Have a great day. You guys all take care. Like I said, we'll do this again next week if godly possible. Still can't believe I worked the whole weekend, made great money doing it, and couldn't get my damn drinking horn or my sword those folks had set aside for me because I got one big check and no way to cash it. Go figure. The one time my wife actually gives me permission to spend money on myself, and I had no way to cash my damn check to spend money on myself. Isn't that the way life goes? They finally give you permission to do something, and then you can't do it. That only comes like once in a lifetime when they give you permission to do it, and then you can't do it. Damn life. I'm out of here, guys. You all take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. I do. And I'll catch you all later. Have a good day, y'all.